Good. Well, thanks for joining on a Monday. All right. So I think we'll just get started. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let's see. Okay, so you guys want to see this one. Are you able to see the slideshow right now on your end?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. All right, let me just double check that everything's okay here. Okay. Anyway, so my name's Tiffany Chen. I don't know if I've met everyone before, but I've been with the office since 2012. So it's been a long time. It's the only brokerage I've ever been with. I am licensed as a broker, but decided to start my career with the Larchmont office and haven't been able to leave because I really like the culture there. So it's a little bit about me. I do run a team at the office. My office is next door to Joey's. If you've been in the office recently and kind of know where that is, spatially. I'm excited to be here with you today to talk about your database and answer any questions that you have. Would you guys introduce yourselves as well, just so that I have an idea of who everyone is? Just tell me your name, when you joined our office, how long you've been a realtor, and maybe what you're coming from, which industry you're coming from.
I can go first.
Okay, thanks.
I'm sorry, I'm not on camera. I'm at work right now. But my name is Nara. I think I met you at the business planning clinic, or I saw you.
Okay.
Not sure.
Okay, great.
But
I'm a face person, not terrible with names. But go ahead.
I currently work in the fashion industry, so I'm still working full time, trying to figure out how to make the transition. And yeah, I'm fairly new. I signed in November.
Well, welcome to our office. Everything okay so far?
Yeah, it's just like, time management. I work late hours and then I go home and do this. So it's a lot of like multitasking within the day so I can attend the trainings, but I'll figure it out.
Right. Yeah, you'll figure it out. Well, welcome to our office and thanks for joining in today. Of course. Well, Renee, I have you next here. Or Michelle, do you want to go first?
Oh, okay, I can go. Hi, I'm
okay.
I don't know if you hear, there's alarms going off in the building. They're doing like a fire check. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it, but Michelle's also in the same building. So
yeah, so it's really loud.
Yeah.
So we're going to be on mute most of the time.
Yeah, but I just want to, I want to take this opportunity to say hi to you really fast. Michelle and I actually joined at the same time. I think it was
middle of September.
Yes. And yeah, we're familiarizing ourselves. We're still with Sonia and the coaching calls, and we go on our broker caravans together. So I'm sorry, I'm speaking for Michelle too. Go ahead, Michelle.
Well, welcome to our office, Renee. All right, go ahead, Michelle.
I'm Michelle. Like she said, we started in the middle of September. I came from retail management, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Great. Well, how do you guys know each other? Just so I have some context.
From the building.
Yeah, we actually met during COVID because we were shut down. And so the only refuge we had was the roof. And so we started off as neighbors, but then through this journey, we become friends. So it's nice doing this with someone. And so I also know a guy named An, and he was like, oh, I know Tiffany. Yeah, he's with the office too. So I thought that I was like, oh, I know. I have taken one Ignite class with you from the last sessions. So
great.
Yeah. So, but I guess we may see you at the holiday party, right?
Yes, I will be there. I think An will be there too. I at least told him about it. So we'll see.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. All right. And then I have Eric.
I'm sorry. What was the question again? I just got in.
Oh, no worries. Just if you could introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about, which industry you're coming in from, when you joined the office, anything else you'd like to share.
Okay,
so I
no
have
problem.
some context.
My name is Eric. I I actually just graduated college and actually just jumped right into the industry. So I
Okay.
actually did not have any
Great.
prior experience, but yeah.
Mhm.
And then joined mid-October. Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, welcome. What made you decide to go straight into real estate out of college?
For me, I enjoy service-based jobs, service type of business, because mostly because I also get like full control of my own time, so I can manage it however I want compared to like other types of jobs. So that part makes it appealing. And
Mhm.
also, yeah, I just like real estate. So I just decided, it might be worth trying to see if it works out.
Right, right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a good time to kind of jump in and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, great. Well, welcome to the office.
Thank you.
Of course. All right. Well, let's get started with the curriculum today. So, what this session is session 4. Your database is your business. I will walk through the slides a little bit here. Let me see. So I have my manual too. So just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So the goal of this whole curriculum is for agents to, get their first appointment within 2 weeks and to set you guys up for signing your first contract in 30 days. So this is how, we begin to achieve that life and, be able to imagine a life within real estate. You're developing a career worth having, right? And living your life by design. Like that's the ultimate goal that we want to create for you. So, we'll be working on this goal every day by building your database, practicing scripts, contacting prospective clients, and getting to know your market. So in 2 weeks, you'll establish the core activities and habits that you'll use during your entire real estate career. And you'll follow up with returning agents on, your activities following the prior day's class. So it's just important that you keep, doing these daily 10-4 activities and review, the listing, what you've learned from previewing listings, reading the MREA, and watching some of the videos that are on KW Connect, for example. It's supposed to be a fully immersive experience so that you can really gain the tools that you need in order to, be successful in this business. All right. So what successful agents do every day. So I'm on this slide, and the secret to being a successful real estate agent is that there is no secret. So success leaves clues, so we know exactly what successful agents do every day. Every day, agents do 2 types of activities. They grow their business and they run their business. Okay, so the goal of our time here is to model what successful agents do every day and show you how to do it. So so we have these 2 categories, growing your business and running your business. The activities under grow your business are lead generate for buyers and sellers, of course, make seller listing presentations and get listings. 3, make buyer presentations and get listings. And 4, preview real estate. In running your business, these activities include marketing your seller listings, showing buyers homes, negotiating contracts, transaction management to closing, vendor management, setting goals, compliance or risk management, attend training and get coaching, and manage money. Right. So today, these are the skills we're going to focus on. So today we're going over lead generate for buyers and sellers. Understanding the importance of your database and how to take advantage of your sphere of influence allows you to launch into all the other grow and run your business topics, right? So ultimately, what we need to do, your big job is to lead generate for buyers and sellers, right? Because you can learn all these things, but you need people to work with. In order to get people to work with, you need to do your lead generation. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, so next, yes,
Sorry,
go ahead.
Tiffany, I have a quick question.
Absolutely.
I have a friend okay, so when I go like on some open houses and you take some video, and you post it just to show that you're relevant and that you're in this
Mhm.
industry. And then I get inquiries of like, oh, where is this? Or how much is this? Or, and I want to say, yes, I'll show you things because they're not my listings, they're just
Right.
things that I've seen. And so when they say that, I mean, the first thing I said was just, okay, sure, I'd like to show you, send you some listings, but then
Mhm.
I just said like, but are you working with an agent right now? And the reason I said that is because do I want to know that beforehand, before doing any kind of research or sending them any information?
You do. I mean, I think the idea is, part of the the reason you're sending these videos or posting these videos is it's part of your lead generation in a way, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
marketing, but somewhat lead generation. So it's good when people respond to you and inquire about the information. So you want to answer their questions and ask them, what is it why are they asking?
Right. And
You want to know that first. Mhm.
well, yeah, because she said she's in the market, but then I know she's a
Mhm.
friend of mine, and we have two mutual friends that have been in the industry for like 20 years. So sure, they're helping her. They're in the market, but I think if she's just, I mean, I guess I'm in the business of it doesn't even matter who's representing. I should just send them information regardless to be helpful. Or is there a fine line?
You just want to make sure that you're not stepping on toes. If you have
Yeah.
friends who are already working with her, then you don't want them to think that you're trying to take the client
Right.
from them.
That's what I
Yeah.
felt. Okay.
So
I'm gonna back
yeah.
step.
So if exactly. If you already know that they're working with someone, then I wouldn't send them
Okay.
listings. Yeah. I would be like, okay, this is the information. How has it been, working with, like, how's it going with this agent? Like
Okay.
just answer the question and
Okay.
just
Thank
feel it
you.
out. That's it. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Okay, so what is the database? So this is we're going to be touching on this part of the process today, right? All right, next slide. Okay, so the big picture. The focus of today's Spark session is your database. It's important for you to understand what you're learning today and how it fits into the bigger picture. Right, so a well-tended database produces leads. A powerful database managed by a powerful schedule produces a predictable flow of leads. And from a predictable flow of leads, you can expect a predictable flow of business, right? So really your business is your database. And, it's important to establish a database because a database helps an agent nourish the relationships that your database holds. And it's also a living record of all your business relationships. And really the size of your database determines the size of your data bank. So first of all, I may be jumping the gun, but do you guys have a database? Do you know what a database is? It's like your contacts. Yeah, your contacts. So what is the purpose? It's a place to keep all your contacts, and it's a way to keep a record of who your contacts are, but also, who, what conversations you've had, and be like a living, breathing record of all these relationships, right? So, let's first start by talking about what a database is and why it's valuable. So if you're on page 3 of your participant guide, is that where you have this slide?
We have questions on our participant guide.
Okay, what questions do you have on yours?
So we have, what is the purpose of your database? What makes a database valuable? What other industries use the database for prospecting and marketing? And then what makes targeted marketing effective?
Okay, great. So it's the questions that are on here, right? Okay, so what is the purpose of your database? Why don't we just go through it together?
To get appointments, right? And to basically start your business. Your database is your business.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you want to be able to know who is in your life right now, who you should, and which relationships you should be nurturing, right? And this is a record of all of that. Great. And what makes a database valuable?
It's a point of reference for you to kind of work them and to kind of almost rebuild certain connections and relationships. And because I can have like 1,000 contacts in there, but I might only be talking to like 200 or 300 of those people, and I don't know who the rest are. And then, yeah, and I guess how to organize. Okay, I can go through it and go, well, I haven't talked to this person in like 5 years, you know? And I guess, yeah, that's the part I get a little stuck. And I guess that's where the script comes in, you know, and how to introduce these conversations. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you can acknowledge right off the bat, we haven't talked in a very long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've just gotten some perspective. I mean, during the pandemic, you can even say that and say that, you know, I just wanted to make sure that I reached out to people who I really haven't spoken to in a very long time and see how you're doing. It can be that simple, right?
Right.
And then from that conversation, everyone always asks, "Oh, what have you been up to?" And then real estate naturally comes up, right? And that's something to easily build into the conversation without it being awkward.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And what other industries use a database for prospecting and marketing? All of them, right? I think it's kind of a trick question. I think every industry has a database. You know, we receive emails, we receive calls from all kinds of companies all the time, and so it is a very widespread tool. What makes targeted marketing effective?
It like focuses your intention, you know, instead of, yeah,
it focuses your messaging. Right now, it's tailored towards a certain subset of your database. Like if you have people who you went to college with, maybe they're all labeled a certain way, so that you know that if you're going to reach out to them, it can be something targeted towards like your alma mater, right? Whatever it may be. And some people will also divide based on age groups. Maybe like one age group may have certain needs that maybe another one doesn't. There are just all kinds of ways to divide it up, but that's one benefit of being able to target market. That you know, if you've organized your database properly, that you have that option too. Right, and 3 levels of a millionaire database. All right, so on page 4 of your participant guide, what we're looking at here is that, you know, the most important aspect of your database is the relationships that you build with the people inside of it. All databases used by millionaire real estate agents are structured and function in a similar way. An agent develops deeper relationships with as an agent develops deeper relationships with their leads, the level of detail stored in their database will help shape the way their database functions and will ultimately help in it transition through the 3 levels, which are essential, effective, and exceptional. So this next slide shows us what's considered essential. What do you absolutely have to have in your database, right? So the simplest and most fundamental, the first level of your database will contain the following. Then the person's preferred name, a valid method of contact, past business and past contact record, and at-will communication. This means that you have a valid and up-to-date method of contact for the person. So you'll want to start reaching out to your leads and communicating with them, and they will start to notice some similarity, and you'll start to notice some similarities between them. Maybe it's that they live in the same neighborhood or like the same sports team. All these pieces of information gathered are useful to an agent. No matter how trivial, the information can all be used to streamline your communication and make your database more effective, right? This is a living, breathing record of this one person. So And depending on how you organize your database, you'll want to make sure that all this information is in here, but make it personalized too. If they have a pet and they mention the pet's name, write that in somewhere so that you don't forget. It's a good way for people to feel like you're actually paying attention to them. I used to, and people gather this information different ways. Sometimes people like to use like the client intake form and have them, have the client fill out some information beforehand, and then they have all that information in their database, like whether it's their favorite restaurant, their go-to drink, like anything that you might know about this person. It's helpful to have in your database so that you won't forget. We haven't gone as far as doing that, but like a Google form even would be helpful. Like, thank you for reaching out. As part of getting started, can you please fill out this information for us? Maybe that's a really great way to just get all that information up front too. All right. Let's see. Any questions about this? The essential section. Pretty straightforward, right? All right, and now the effective column. So your database won't reach its full potential until you commit to investing time and energy into making it run efficiently. The largest strides toward efficiency come from doing 4 things: obtaining permission, collecting personal information, insights, and preferences. Segment your leads into groups based on 1 to 6. I don't know what they mean by that. And establish consistent and purposeful communication, coming up with a plan, right? So in step 4, the essential column, you have the ability to contact the lead, validate any contact information. And step 5 is about getting their permission to contact them. Once you have permission, this is a 2-way conversation and the lead becomes a contact. So once someone has responded to you, now it's a 2-way conversation, right? There can be a lot of like one-way communication, and in which case that doesn't count as a contact if they don't respond. Okay, so the next step 6 is to collect. Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
Oh,
have a
so I was
question?
going to say, so the next step, the steps that you obtain the permission, and this is where you kind of need to, it's not under one conversation. It's like over time, right? You're trying to like exercise these relationships, and you're saying obtain collected personal information. It's like almost becoming reacquainted with this person on another level. I mean, I guess just, and to not sound fake, I mean, like honestly, to be like, hey, have you been, and just catch up and collect intel, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so something that's very helpful is like after you have this conversation, maybe even during, just typing up notes of what you guys talked about. It's so easy to forget once time has passed. We only have so much brain space that we can really work with. So just recording that they had mentioned that they were going to go to the East Coast during the holidays, and just write that in your notes so that the next time you talk to them, you can refer back and say, hey, how was your trip? I remember that in December, I think you were going to, see your family that you haven't seen in 2 years, or whatever it may be. So it's just helpful to kind of start a log of all those conversations, which is what a database is useful for. It's considered like a contact management system, a CRM, so that you can have like those points of information to draw on at a later date, right? Okay, great. And then the next step 6, is to collect personal information, insights, and preferences. This is your opportunity to cement the relationship. Wherever your leads or contacts share similarities, they can create a group. You can create a group for these people, or use tags in command and batch your conversations. So these groups should be a collection of people who share a characteristic. Maybe it's by the neighborhood they're looking to move to, age, family size, hobbies, etc. The more detailed the group, the more effective your communication will become. At the highest level, there are two groups that everyone will find their database: leads and contacts. So that part of the purposeful and consistent communication is making sure that your leads and contacts are on a touch campaign. You know, like you want to make sure that you have a touch campaign to stay relevant in these people's lives. So there is, let me just check what this next slide is. Okay. Okay, so there's, for your leads, there's a 19 to connect. This touch campaign, that's 19 to connect. So there, it consists of 4 touches, which are quarterly phone calls, 12 touches that are monthly email, newsletter, market report, and videos, 2 touches that are promotional direct mail, can be like a magnet, calendar, market report, etc. And 1 touch that's some kind of annual event, a party, a movie screening, a get together. What we had for our clients this past Saturday was like a holiday brunch, so that is our one big event each year. We used to have more, but with COVID, we weren't really sure how ready people were. So you want to keep the variety in there so that you can keep relevant with your database. You do need to call them. All these emails that they receive, text messages, and events can't take the place of the quarterly phone call, because they still need to hear your voice, right? And there's, for your contacts, there's a 36 to convert. So these are people who have expressed some interest in real estate already, so that now they are like an actual contact. So you want 4 touches, phone calls. You want a 26 touch biweekly email offering of some sort. I'm sorry, no, that's the opposite. Your leads are people who have expressed an interest in conducting some kind of business with you, and then contacts just to maintain the relationships, right? So 26 touches of biweekly email offerings of some type of information of value to your consumer, and 2 touches that involve an event, a get together, a party, and 4 touches that are promotional direct mail. So that can be, again, a magnet, calendar, marketing report, etc. Anything that's some kind of promotional mail. So relevant conversations mean relevant value, and timely conversations mean greater opportunities for conversation. That is the ultimate goal. All right. So step 3, the column 3 is exceptional. So let me go to that slide. Okay. So ultimately, the goal of your database is to become exceptional. As your systems evolve and the information within it becomes more detailed, you'll be able to have the ability to have a more hands-off approach. Each lead will be served without requiring anyone's direct input and without sacrificing quality. The automation can come through technology like Command or through other people. So either Command being your tool in order to help with the automation, or you hire people who will be your leverage. But again, remember, this is not something you do right now. You're not going to hire someone to be making your contacts because you're new to the business. You should be, first of all, you shouldn't be spending money on that, but also like it's important that you are the face of your business in the beginning to build out that foundation, right? And it is possible to become a millionaire real estate agent within the first level alone. And the opportunity to grow a business without any limitation is opened upon making your way through all three columns here. All right. Okay. So in our route today, next we're going to talk about why we would use a database. Now that we know the 3 levels of a millionaire database, we're going to explore why using a database is key to running a successful business. All right. slide. Why use a database? I'm sure you've heard this before, but the size of your database determines the size of your bank account. Your database holds your relationships and it makes customer information easy to handle and help improve service and strengthen relationships. A database helps to avoid the today trap and to take advantage of a predictable ROI. So ROI is return on investment, right? Right, so let's
Thanks for the
go to
reminder.
next slide. Huh?
Thank you for the reminder. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
of course.
what?
Yeah, all right, return on investment. All right, so why use a database? So there are two types of businesses, today's and tomorrow's business. Without a database, your business is only being built for today. NAR states that people move every 10 years. If you're only focusing on people doing business today, then you're only focusing on 10% of the business that can be done. With 10 years between transactions, agents who don't leverage systems to stay top of mind end up experiencing their clients using different agents. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen before, there's this mentality within KW's teachings now that you don't want to just talk to people when they're ready to do business. Then it feels, to them, it can feel not genuine, right? Like you're only there when there's money to be made, which is why it's important to maintain these relationships and have constant contact with them so that they feel like you are actually a part of their lives, regardless of if they're doing business with you today or not. So taking control of your database and having purposeful, consistent approach to your contacts is how you can build a path to your future and how to get the repeat and referral business from your sphere of influence. Why use a database? For example, these 100 people are in your market, right? And out of the 100, 65 are looking to be homeowners and 35 are not. Not everyone wants to be a homeowner, right? Out of the 65, 58 of those people are off the market. The remaining 7 people are your today business. So if you as an agent are working without a database and you're only focused on today's business, you're going to be focused on finding the orphan. You're focused on finding the orphan, the people who aren't already represented by an agent out of those 7, right? Because these 7 may be looking to conduct some kind of business, some kind of real estate business, but you need to find the one who's not represented, right? So according to NAR, people move every 10 years, like we said. So if you're only focused on people doing business today, you're going to be focused on only 10% of the business that can be done. So if you consider all your contacts as potential clients, they are tomorrow business, then you can automatically have a much bigger market. It's about gaining that market share, right? Taking control of your database and having a consistent approach to making your contact is how you can build a path to their future. Any ahas that you guys would like to share? Did you learn?
Sorry, I'm just eating lunch.
No worries. All good.
Well, my takeaway, and I keep hearing this, is definitely it makes sense. I guess it's for me, it's just getting comfortable re-engaging in conversation with them because I text a lot. That's the way I communicate with my whole sphere of my world now. I mean, in general, but it's just trying to, yeah, I called a couple people and it was great. And we finally got into the, what are you doing now? And that's amazing. And then it's like, I wanted her to follow up and get her key information, but I guess for me, it's practicing not sounding like I need something from you, and just
right.
having it be more organic, Like, I'm gonna send you a Christmas card, but did I want to before I wanted to get my license? Probably not, you know, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's okay. I mean, you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a reset button with these relationships. They are going to be happy that you're reaching out to them because they haven't gotten to talk to you in a while, right?
Right.
And so it's good to, and this is a great time to be collecting addresses for Christmas cards or for holiday cards, right? So, I think that that's perfectly fine. And now you have their mailing address, so you can send them a birthday card, whatever it may be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did notice in the conversation that I had to kind of hold back because I was trying to say, so I was just trying to get all their information in one conversation. And it was just kind of like, okay, well, I just changed it into like, let's talk soon again, because I was like, yeah, I just know that there's so much to know about a person. And I just realized there's a lot I don't know about people,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's very true. It's hard to have a deep relationship with everyone, right?
definitely.
So you just need to start somewhere, and it's going to be a relationship over time that you're building.
Yeah, so that's my aha again. I mean, it's a reminder more because I know that we've been needing to do this. It's just more of really investing time to do it. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else want to share an aha?
Yes, I'm off mute. I think it's just about really, like, you have to, lead generation cannot stop. If you want like your system and your database to work, you have to keep feeding into it. And like you said, over time, you get like all their information. And I think you feel more comfortable too, getting information from people. It makes it easier as you go. So it's just something you have to constantly be feeding. You constantly have to be feeding your database so that you're constantly getting business.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's, even if you're chatting with them over Instagram or anything, like you can get a lot of information from these things that you can put in your database, right? Just seeing what they're posting, you can figure out what their dog's name, you can figure out what their kid's name is, and you can add that information. So it's always a work in progress. It's never going to be completely done, right? I think that would be very challenging. But the idea is that you're updating every step of the way. Okay, awesome. So why use a database? So the average ROI is from 10 to 1 to 14 to 1. But some KW agents have reported an ROI as high as 40 to 1. A 40 to 1 ratio is possible by communicating consistently with your database. Specifically your sphere of influence. It's possible to see a higher return on investment through gaining repeat and referral business through your sphere of influence. Your SOI is what we abbreviate that to. So with each customer, there will be 3 associated costs. Generating that lead, converting that lead to a customer, and converting that customer into a referral. Generating that lead, converting that lead to a customer, and converting that customer into a referral, right? A referral source. So it's possible to get much more with repeat and referral business. Like if you can build your business off of repeat and referral, that's really the best way to go. So you don't have to spend so much money too. All right. So why use this? So, I mean, in this slide, for every $1 that you invest in your database activities, expect at least $14. Consider it's possible to get much more with repeat and referral business, right? That's what we were talking about. Okay, so why use a database? So to take advantage of a predictable ROI, there are 3 important considerations. 1, it's the lowest lead cost. The cheapest customer acquisition strategy is to work with your existing customers and people who already know and like you. Another reason 2, is lowest conversion cost. When properly built and maintained, a database will actually end up producing its own leads in the form of repeat clients and referrals. It will also have the lowest conversion cost. Makes sense, right? Like you're not paying for Zillow leads, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't even, yeah. Like it's very different. You're just tapping into the people who you already know. And 3, it pays for itself. A database makes it easier to do consistent follow-up. And when you're good at consistent follow-up, the resulting leads will end up paying for themselves. Okay, so next we'll be learning how to develop your database. Anything you guys want to share as far as ahas go from this slide before we jump into that?
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. I'm curious, coming into real estate now, what were your immediate ideas as far as what to do in order to get clients?
All of my learning came from like friends that I've done it in the past, which was cold calling, going door to door. That's what they said that they did. I'm learning going through like this program is really working your sphere. That's what we talk about, and like building relationships. And so me and Renee have even talked about it, like their way is kind of like the old school way, whereas what we're learning now is like how we do it now. So that's which I like better because I feel like it's more authentic. It's people I know and trust already, and it's easier.
Right. No, absolutely. They already know and trust you, right? So it's a much easier way to convert or to earn their business because they already know and like you. Great. All right. I will say, just looking at my business is very heavy on sphere of influence, past clients, referrals from past clients too. I probably at least 90% of my business is that.
So when you came into Keller Williams, you kind of had a really large sphere to begin with, you're saying, and you just worked those personally?
I had a large sphere, but I also worked very hard to add to that database. So I did a lot of networking. So like a lot of like business to business networking, like was very involved in different organizations, particularly through UCLA. But just like business, like young professional networks, I started very young. So I had to find ways to build a bigger database because I didn't know when people would be ready. I was very lucky in that the people who I associated myself with before I even knew I was going into real estate were primarily, professionals who would be able to, afford to, buy a property at some point or want to buy property. Like sometimes people just are not interested in that at all. So, it wasn't easy, but it was a lot of meeting new people and adding them to my database. I mean, there was one like young professional network that I was a part of in the very beginning, probably in 2012, 2013, who is now a client today. Like it's not, your idea is you're trying to meet as many people as you possibly can and stay relevant in their lives so that when they are ready to transact, you are the person who they're going to reach out to.
Right.
If that makes
Thank
sense.
you.
It's not going to be like an immediate, not necessarily immediate, then it's a matter of timing. Like when do they pop? But that's why it's very important to keep feeding your database because you never know when they're going to peek their head up and say, hey, I'm interested in working with you. Right.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right. So, okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so develop your database is our next topic on our agenda today. And in this next section, we'll be covering the following regarding a database: feeding it consistently, segmenting your database into groups, engaging with it with a touch campaign, and tend it over time. All right. So there are two ways to feed your database: prospecting and marketing. Marketing requires money. It is passive, meaning that you are waiting for the leads to find you. Make sense? Prospecting requires time. It's proactive, meaning that you are doing the groundwork to find the leads. You're not just throwing money at something as far as marketing goes. So one approach may not be best. Just one approach may not be best, but it is best practice to be prospecting based and marketing enhanced, right? Your main job is to focus on prospecting, but a way to augment your visibility is to also market on top of that layer. Right, so feed it consistently. So let me see. Okay, so we have to go through this line. Okay. So as far as marketing goes, it's money intensive, it's passive, and you produce long-term results. Prospecting is time intensive, so you're investing time. You are being more proactive, and you can have more immediate results, right? Because you are reaching out to them versus just waiting around. Right. Okay, so people respond best when when communication reflects what matters to them. So this is why it's important to have conversations with your database and not just about real estate. Then you'll want to leverage these conversations to find commonalities among contacts and use that information to segment your database. In Command, your database is already segmented into two larger groups, leads and contacts. Then you can segment it even further with tags. Once you know these qualities or interests and hobbies, you can group your clients for effective communication at larger scale. So whenever possible, the messages that you communicate with your database should be relevant to the customer's likes, dislikes, personal interests, and any past interactions with you, right? So again, that's why it's important to take notes after your conversations with people so that you can reference any past interactions you had, anything that you've talked about before. And that level of customized attention deepens the relationship further and further, right? It makes it easy now that a lot of people are on social media, so you can actually keep track of people even if you're not face-to-face with them. All right, so we are going to review these examples of tags. So your business relationships this can be an example tag. So these are people who haven't done any business with you yet. They're an active client, a past client, someone who's referred you business, and VIP, they are serial repeat and referral people. You can also tag based on hobbies and interests, based on the property type that these people are interested in, based on whether they're investors or not, and also if they are vendors, and you can tag them as a vendor too, right? Like maybe your staging company, that's going to be a vendor tag, for example, your staging contact. All right, so this is how you can segment your database into different groups. What are some other ways that you can tag and organize your database? Any ideas? What other things can you do? Like if there's some kind of club that you're a part of, you can organize it that way. So some ways that I create my tags are, so I'm part of a networking group called Bruin Professionals. So I want to know who's from that group. So that is a tag that I have, so I can easily pull them up. I'm part of Provisor, so this tag that reflects Provisor, so I know who's part of that group. I used to tag people based on what generation they were a part of. but I've kind of stopped doing that. Because I think the messaging that I send out, like I just don't have the ability to customize it that much. What else? I don't know where you guys have lived, but I'm from Northern California originally. So I do have tags for people who are in Northern California versus SoCal, just so that I have those people separated as well. But it's just any tag would be relevant if you may want to pull a certain group for targeted messaging, right? So anyone you went to high school with maybe is one tag. Anyone you went to college with maybe is one tag. People who you've met at what other things can you do? Where do
Like
people
yoga class and stuff.
Yeah, yoga class
Recreational.
can be a tag too.
Mhm.
Yeah, anything that's relevant in your life would be a really good one. Or maybe people
Anyway,
with kids,
oh,
you know,
yeah,
like maybe that's a whole tag.
Oh,
Mhm.
so anything that can kind of distinguish that particular person in your mind, so you can refer back. Is that like a tag or?
You don't want to have a gazillion tags though. I think
Okay.
if you do that, you'll have so many different ones. It's just like if there are commonalities to people, like you're part of a club soccer team, or yeah, is that what they call them? I don't know. Club soccer, you know, like then maybe that is one tag that you have because you want to be able to pull all those people up very easily in your database.
Got
So
it.
the idea is like you'll be able to say club soccer, and then all the people who are part of that club soccer team like show up on your screen, and
Yeah.
you want to email them about something, like maybe you guys want to go see a game together or something, whatever it may be, right? It's a group of people who have some kind of commonality that you may want to have specific messaging for.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I have one for like past clients that I know that I can pull up anyone who I've worked with before, right? Because that's kind of important that you're able to, you know, pull up anyone you've worked with before. Right? It has to serve some purpose, not just for the sake of tagging. Otherwise, you'll be spending all your time tagging. So you'll just want to come up with the categories that are very important to you that you want to be able to that have people sorted into these buckets for.
Okay.
All right, so custom tags. Tech demo. Does that mean I have to actually do it? Oh, God. Okay, so once you have your contacts in command, you can start personalizing your database to fit your individual business leads. So custom tags allow the user to create categories to add to their contacts. Category examples can be, but are not limited to, buyer, seller, renter, investor, first-time buyer, luxury, open house contact. Yes, it's very important that you know, when you host an open house and you add these contacts to your database, that you tag that they're an open house contacts, just so you remember the source, right, of where this person came from. You know, creating a custom tag in command and assigning the tag to your database. I guess we can show you how to do that. Let's see if oh, it says that page does not exist. Okay. Okay, let me see if I'm able to find this quickly for you guys. 1 second. Have you guys done this already? Have you guys gone into command to look at your database and start adding to it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been able to create any customized tags?
I have.
Oh, good. How'd that go?
Easy. It was easy, I
It's
thought.
easy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. Glad to hear that. Let me see. Okay. Okay, maybe you can help me here then. Can I stop that share? Let me see if I can share that other page that I have up here. Okay, so this is the command dashboard. Everyone knows how to log into their command dashboard?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think if we go into settings is where the customized tags are. Am I right?
I'm so sorry. I'm on my phone at work,
Oh.
but I really see the screen really well. But I think what I did was went to add contact. And as you're adding, it gives you the opportunity, it gives you the ability to add a customized tag.
Oh, okay. I
I
guess
think
they've
there's
made
like
it
a,
easier.
yeah, I think there's like a, I think that's how I did it. There's a 3
Okay,
dot button to add something.
got it. Okay. All right, so I'm on the settings page right now of command, and it looks like you can also go here. There's like this general under command settings on the left-hand panel. And then if you click on contact tags, you can just create all your tags here. Right, so this is actually a good place to just think, okay, like what are the different tags that I want to have, and I'm going to put them in here. Like, for example, I wanted to be able to pull all of our 2012 past clients. Like I like to sort them based on year 2. So then, you can create a tag here. So this is, you just create a new tag, name it. So you can just say, sphere of influence can be a tag, right? I think that's already a standard tag. So that wouldn't necessarily be something you would put in there, but Bruin professionals, for example. If I want to create that tag, you can create, select a color, create it, and then now be one of your drop-down options when you're adding a contact. All right, so this is where you do that. Okay, able to figure that out for you guys. So hopefully that's helpful. All right, let's see what's next. Thank you. Okay, let's go back here. All right. Close this so it's not in my way. Screen 4. Okay. Alrighty, so that is custom tags. Now we understand that. Next slide. Oops. So a database allows you to systematically keep in touch with your customers, and it has the information you need to start a conversation, right? So even if you're just beginning to establish your database, it will be segmented automatically into 2 larger groups, leads and contacts. So make sure that you separate them accordingly. As you grow your business, you'll need to focus on staying in touch with your database through systematic communication through touch campaigns. And Command has smart plans and that you can use and leverage to communicate automatically with your database. So if you turn to page 5 of your participant guide, we can review the suggested touch campaigns together for each segment of your database. For your database, leads, and contacts. Again, this is what we had talked about before, right? That you have, for your leads, you have people who you have the right to at least have a one-way conversation with. So these are 19, the touch campaign is called 19 to Connect. 4 touches, which includes quarterly phone calls, 12 touches, monthly email, newsletter, market report, and video, 2 touches that can be promotional direct mail, such as a magnet, calendar, market report, etc. And then one touch that's like an in-person event, like an annual event, party, movie screening, some kind of get together. Your contacts are connected by permission or because you know them. So they are interactive and value-based. Okay, so a lead can be someone who walked into your open house, right? And now you have a lead. A lead can be someone who found your website and reached out to you. A lead can be someone who called off of a property sign that you have somewhere, and you don't know this person, but now they are a lead to start processing. Your contacts are people who you already know, right? So these people you'll put on a 36 to convert touch campaign that you'll find in Command. And this will consist of 4 touches via telephone calls, 26 touches to include biweekly email offerings of some information of value to the customer, 2 touches that are events, get-togethers, and parties, and 4 touches that are some kind of promotional direct mail, such as magnet, calendar, market report, etc., or whatever kind of mailing that you like to send. Right. And, just again, your business is sustained through the relationships with your leads and your contacts. So on this slide, we'll see that there are 2 ways to tend to your database. People like to do business with people that they already know and like, or people who they delete that already that I said. So people that they know and like. Getting to know someone allows you to treat them like a friend and actually become friends. When you do this, you're building a culture that's not about what customers pay you, but how they perceive you. And this will show up in your reviews and testimonials. A real estate transaction, whether it's selling or buying, is such a stressful and emotional process and deals with a lot of money that it's very important. Like, people go with kind of their gut instincts of who they like and trust, right? With such a big endeavor. So it's important to be genuine in your relationships, and that takes time. And obviously, that's why, the people who you already have in your sphere are kind of like the low-hanging fruit of people to really nurture further, because they already have a baseline of, I like and trust this person. I like and trust you, right? So, it's just important to know, like, I don't know, everyone runs their business very differently, but one huge something that really hung over my head when I first started in this business is that I never wanted to be a salesperson. Like, I don't consider myself a salesperson. Like, I associate them with car salesmen and, people who cold call me all the time. It's off-putting to me. And I think it can be that way, I think, for a lot of people. So, you need to build a business that you can come from a place of value and find a way that works for you. It's important that you understand yourself and understand what kind of business that you want, because ultimately, like, this is going to be your bread and butter. And some people do really well with cold calls. Like, that's what they've built their businesses on, door knocking, whatever it may be. Not my thing, but I have tried it all. And it's important that in the beginning you do try it all, just to see, like, maybe you have some special talent of reaching people through cold calls where they feel like they can trust you without having even met you. Like, maybe that's your talent that you never knew you had. In which case, like, that can be a great way for you to add to your database too. But you need to try, and you need to be realistic with yourself and kind of figure out, where your strengths and weaknesses are, right? My headphones died. Give me a second. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys still hear me or no?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Hello, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't think she can hear us.
Can,
Oh, you can. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Lori. All right. Okay, so moving on here. So let's see. Okay, so how do you ensure you get the reviews and testimonials that you need? You build a culture. So 2 ways to tend to your database. One is build a culture around testimonials and reviews. So what's one way to do so? What are your ideas? Nothing? Okay, so we can, let's see. So in addition to leveraging, okay, so you can build a culture around testimonials and reviews through the people who you've worked with, right? Like you have different business to business partners who can write testimonials for you and vouch for you, like your lenders who you work with, your lender partners can help you write
Referral.
reviews.
Mhm.
Yep. Did you say
Yeah,
something? Renee?
Oh, through those testimonials and reviews, that's where you're gonna get referrals. Or, yeah, people trust those. Will read about you and through word of mouth, I feel.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, someone else advocating for you and saying that, you know, Renee did a great job for me. I really felt protected and she was very patient throughout the whole process. Like that goes so much longer of a way than you saying that to someone, right? So I think it's a really great way to build your database and you know, kind of help to spread the word by leveraging the people who you've already worked with or people who work with you in the industry even, right? So in addition to leveraging your sphere of influence for testimonials and reviews, it's important to make sure that they're also that you're regularly updating and pruning your database. Some people need to be taken out of your database, you know, once you start going in there and cleaning it. You should be using your calls with your contacts to make sure that you have the most up-to-date contact information recorded. And pruning your database regularly is also just as important as having the right information. Make sure your database is as healthy as it can be. You should be able to answer these 3 questions. 1, are the right people in it? 2, is their data accurate? 3, are they in the correct groups? Right. So 2 ways to tend to 1, build a culture around testimonials and reviews. 2, regularly update and database. All right. Any questions or ahas before we move on? All right. So next step is recap and ahas. What do you guys? Yeah. What do you guys want to? What did you learn from today that you're going to implement?
I think I need to work on my tags
Your what?
because I did see that feature. But I also need to, so I originally imported my iPhone contacts, but I was scrolling through them yesterday. I'm like, I don't even talk to some of these people. So I'm gonna filter it out and you know, delete the people I don't talk to. A lot of my friends are looking to buy homes, so I'm gonna prioritize them and put little tags under their contact. But I also need to like get better with adding their email addresses because you know how it shows you your health score for your contacts.
Yes.
On the email portion.
I'm missing emails. Okay. Emails should be pretty easy to get, right? Yeah.
So it's just like
Yeah,
you
it's
can
easier
follow
than home
people.
address.
Oh yeah.
What was that? I missed it.
I said it's easier to get an email address than their home address.
That's
So awkward. Can I have your home address?
Yeah. Well, that's what I did with my first contact. Hi, how
Oh,
are
really?
you? What's your address?
funny. Well, I think especially like during the holidays and when it's people's birthdays, you're like, oh, I just want to send you like a little card. So what's the best mailing address for you? Right. Um, yeah. Okay. Good. But just really beefing up your database, cleaning it up, making sure that the information's accurate, right? So the goal of our time together is to help you think, feel, act, and use what you've learned to ignite your passion and help you achieve your big why. So I think that at the end of the day, like growing your database and cleaning up your database is going to be an ongoing project, right? But I encourage you to do, especially right now when you're in the beginning of your career, like try to start now, because it's going to get harder and harder as time goes on in order to actually get through cleaning your database. But right now is the smallest your database will ever be. So it's a good time to really get in there and be intentional about cleaning it up and making sure that the information is accurate, and knowing what categories, what tags you want to have that will be important to you in your business, right? So that you are starting from ground zero with a very clean database. It really is important, and having notes about each person that you can reference back is a huge deal. But another thing is, like, just in general, right now you're taking a lot of classes, and I know that it all sounds very overwhelming. Like, I have so many things that I need to do. But just one thing at a time. Like, what I encourage you to do is, after each class, write down one commitment that you're going to implement today or this week, right? Just one thing. If you can make one change and implement that, you are going a long ways already. Otherwise, you kind of just get all this information, you feel paralyzed with everything that you're learning. So just take it one chunk at a time.
That's good advice. Yeah, thank you. I go sometimes in kind of like collapsible mode. Like, I think I need to do it all in a day, and I get overwhelmed and I walk away from it, so I maybe one contact a week or something just to exercise it, exercise the brain of trying to reconnect with people is probably my biggest challenge. So yeah.
But just like one little thing, like it can be making your contacts, that's a must, like that is your main one thing. But like, besides that, from what you learned in this class, like, what is one thing that you can implement? Like Nara mentioned,
Tags.
yeah, like that's a great place to start. If you can do just that and just set up what your customized tags are going to be and commit to finishing that today or this week. I don't know what your commitments are. Everyone's going to be different. But just start there.
Yeah.
I think that's really
Cleaning my
good one.
database would be the important one too. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's like a big task, right? That's going
Right.
to be like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah. So probably get familiar with tags and maybe start knowing how to group it. I'm sure it's when I actually put my face in front of it and work at it, it'll make more sense than us just talking about it. So yeah. I'll get in there.
That's one thing. Okay. All right. What other questions do you guys have for me that I can? Actually, I think I'm supposed to review this. Okay. So, ahas to achievement. How has your thinking changed? What ideas or mindsets were new? What do you feel differently about? What was meaningful to you today? You just kind of want to reflect and think about these things. How will your behaviors be different going forward? What actions will you take going forward? What tools, models, or systems will you definitely use? How will they make you accountable? Let me know if you guys want to share anything. Okay, so your goals to get your career on fire, again, are your daily habits here that we always talk about. So 10 contacts added, 10 conversations a day, 10 handwritten notes, 10 home previews per week. So don't forget about that. We want to review your scripts to for lead generation, uncovering motivations, identifying objections, closing the deal, speaking in terms that the customer understands, and building that confidence. Mhm. So, take the time to, after this call, like review your scripts, right? You want to, call with your scripts for lead generation, follow up with people and update the contact, and spend some time with some contract practice. Again, remember that you have other resources. You have Command, you have Connect. It's really awesome to have this Connect platform because you can watch any video on demand, right? Any topic that you want to learn more about, it's right here at your fingertips, which is a great tool. All right. Okay. What questions do you have for me? I can stay on for like 5 minutes and just talk about anything real estate related.
I have an issue. We know we just saw you went to Connect and you had all those Ignites lined up. Ignite videos all lined up.
Yep.
Wait, how did you get there again? You went to Connect.
Oh, okay, let me see. Let me stop this share. Let's do that one. I'll show you my screen. This is Command. It's not linked. It's been a while since I've come in here, so I don't really know. Let me look. Okay, so Connect is right here. So when you log into Command, there are these two buttons here for Command and Connect. So you can go to Connect here and then click on kwconnect.com. And then you have access to a bunch of videos and resources here. Makes sense? There's like different trainings, the different resources. You click on that. Connect live on demand. You can see all different videos here. If you want to read, if you want to watch someone do a listing presentation, you can even search that in this toolbar.
Where did you get the Ignite videos though?
Ignite videos?
Yeah, it showed just the videos, Ignite. It showed like that fire sign, and I thought I saw something like that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Are you
Is
talking
there-
about the guides?
Yeah, or just shows, yeah, I'm here, and then Ignite. Yeah, just okay, here, I guess it is. So I can just access the videos whenever I want if I just see the sessions of Ignite's videos.
Yeah. You can also ask our office to send you all that material too.
Oh, okay,
Over in here though.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I think the videos we can only watch on YouTube, right?
The ones that we teach are on YouTube, yes.
Right.
Okay.
But I think you can also go in
Oh
here.
yeah, see this, okay. Oh, e-learning.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see like what videos there are for through the region too, or through KWU. All right, what else can I do for you guys today? The burning questions that you have?
I think I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you, Tiffany.
Of course, my pleasure.
Will you
Thank
be teaching another Ignite course?
I think I'm teaching Thursday or Friday. Yeah, I'm teaching another one.
Okay,
Thank you, Tiffany.
thank you.
Guys.
Take care.